I would like to talk about hip range of motion exercises. So for flexion, the simplest way, in sitting, you could hug it towards your chest. From the side view here, you could see we could hug it that way. However, that's a bit harsh on the back. So if you lie down, you could basically hug it towards you. If your knee has trouble, you could go under here and hold your thigh and pull it towards you. Hold for 5-second hold when you feel that pressure, and we'll do it about 20 times or so. So for extension, which means you're going to swing your hip backward, it's a bit difficult to do it like that. So easiest way is to lie on your back. If your bend is sturdy, you could basically drop it off and let it hang down, okay? You could bend the other one or hug it towards you a little bit so you could get a stretch. So you could get some extension stretch, which also stretch your hip flexor and your quads, okay? And just let gravity go down. So for your groin muscle, the most common way to do this is a groin stretch. So if you sit with your back against the wall or something like that, or on the floor, I want you to bring your feet together and bring your heel towards you. And if you just let gravity go down, you actually will feel a nice stretch. If you feel that's not enough, you could add a little bit, okay? But for most people, this will be very tight. Make sure you do it slowly, okay? And for a stretch, I will hold it for a good 30 seconds or so and let it go down. For hip adduction, most people do not have restriction this way, but if you do, we'll do in standing and pretend this is the bad one. You're going to cross the good leg and basically going to bend and stretch that. Kind of like a IT bend stretch that people do. So try to keep your body straight, and when you bend away, go like that. Don't let your body bend forward or backward. So for hip flexor, the other option is to do a lunge stretch. The simplest way is to kneel down. So pretend this is my tight one. I want you to put the other foot out. I like to get the foot further out. Don't bring it too close to you, okay? So you're going to transfer your weight forward to this leg and stretch that. Make sure your back is straight. I don't want to see hyperextension of your hip, okay? So you're going to lunge forward, transfer weight to the front leg and hold. So usually if you have hip tightness, your quads might get tight. So the simplest way to do this is to do a quad stretch. In standing, if you could grab your leg, bring it back towards your buttock. Make sure your thigh is pointing straight. Make sure it's not forward. You're going to pull down. If your balance is not so good, you could do this lying on the side to stretch it, okay? Or just hold on to something. So usually with the hip stiffness, you might also have hamstring tightness. So you sit on a stool or a chair. I want you to put the leg out and basically lean forward. Keep your back straight there, okay? Don't slouch because you could go really far like that. But once I'm tight, I cannot go very far. Do a nice prolonged stretch there. Do 30-second hold. I would do about 4 repetitions. For hip range of motion for external and internal rotation, you could use a strap and I just tie it to my ankle here. And sitting here, if I hold down my thigh, I could pull with that, okay? And relax now. And then for the internal rotation, you will go outside this way and basically gonna pull up that way, okay? So for the hip range of motion, the other option is to do it in sitting. You could take the other leg and cross it over. We call them a figure 4, okay? Now make sure your shin is on the thigh. Don't put it on your ankle because I don't want you to sprain your ankle, okay? So you're going to bring it over, and basically if you push down there, you could get that external rotation of your thigh there. For hip internal rotation, the most advanced position to do is called W sitting. So if I bring my leg up here, and I could do it like that here, and go back down. So my leg will form a W if you look at me from the bird's eye view. This is very hard to do, okay? And if you're really good, then you could lie back on your back doing that.